you were in your car, and Mom and I were in my car, and we parted ways. We had no idea. We thought that that could be actually the last day we see you. I was just bawling in the car driving, and when my phone rang, and it was you, and when you said, "Dad, I want to talk," and you were still sitting in that parking lot, that was like an answer from God for me and Ma. And when I asked if you wanted to go visit, I'll drop everything. You want to go to Korea on a discovery trip? And when you said yes, that really felt like a second chance for us to realizing that we don't really know each other as you as a young adult. I think that was the beginning of our 15-year discovery journey.
So then it became really important for me to learn about my heritage, rediscovering the kid who I was 4 or 5 years old. Like it's been me the whole time. And I haven't been allowed, at least mentally, not from your discouragement, but just me mentally not even thinking a creative career was a career. It was possible. It was just outside the scope of reality for me. Getting to do a show, participate in the group show out there in Korea for the first show was crazy. And then moving to LA and getting to start to build these things. And to me, it was really interesting. Like now that I think about all this, where like in the past, year or so, like when I founded my company, my art company, the House of Han, it's independent of talking to you. I just decided this is what I want to call all my works, going forward. And then like 5 months later, we have a conversation. When you said you
wanted to call House of Han, I thought, oh my God.
So like, and again, and I didn't understand why, right? Like you didn't express that, but now it's like, I chuckle inside because like, so after 5 months or so, like establishing the LLC and whatever, all that stuff. And we had like conversation in the family room, and we start to learn about what the House of Han is a thing.
Why you wanted to do that.
And so for me, it's like, okay, this is my body of work. This is all the types of things. This is going to be the house of all of my things. It's like a very literal, like, this is what I'm going to do. And then when you explain that the House of Han is a thing, is a 1,000-year-old history of Cheongju Han, of these royal Korean, lineage and all this like
most
crazy
queens in Korea came out of the House
so
of
like
Han.
This idea that like our family comes from a royal lineage that started at the beginning of Korea's history. All this stuff, I was like, why didn't you tell me any of this before? And it was so wild and so weird that like I thought like I'm starting this business and I came up with a cool name.
Han Seok-kwang, our ancestor, is the most celebrated literary and calligrapher celebrated in the history of Korea.
And that's what's so weird again, because it's like calligraphy inspired me, graffiti inspired me, and all these things. And like then starting to learn about our heritage, finding that, the name that I chose is, the name that I am, and that I'm part of a really crazy history that I know nothing about. And so I'm now very excited to learn a lot more about my culture and then start to see if maybe there's a way over time to then participate as a Korean, but also as an Asian in Detroit, because the problems for Koreans in Detroit are the same as the problems for Asians in Detroit. And so I feel like, okay, first I need to take care of myself and my culture and learn how to speak Korean and have Korean friends. And that's like number one. And then number two is then, okay, once I can do that, then, maybe we can start to, do things with, the Chinese in Detroit and the Japanese and, all that, because I don't know everything there is to know about Asians, in Indians and Southeast Asians.
It's so different, so
it's
diverse.
like, I've never felt connected to being Asian, right? I was like, I'm not that. I don't know anything about them. I'm different.
You can find more at onedetroitpbs.org or subscribe to our social media channels and sign up for our One Detroit newsletter.